Elephant Man Podcast Network, grown man conversations dealing with elephants in the room. It's your man, Moray DB. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can know when new material's coming out. IG, Elephant Man _podcast, Facebook, / Elephant Man Podcast. Hit the Paleo Hebrew in the top right or the bottom right corner to get the subscription to YouTube, Twitter / Poster Boys, and TikTok is coming soon. All right, that's my dog going off. You probably hear him. So we in the mix. Praise the Most High Yah. Blessings to everyone. Shalom. Hope everybody had a blessed Shabbat yesterday. Blessings to everybody. Blessings to everybody coming in the chat. Blessings to those that are in the playback. Blessings to everybody. So we just thank the Most High for all of y'all that's coming in here, seeing what's going on. Got a few things to talk about today. I have not forgot about the game show. But we, like I said, we need at least 4 to 8 members to play the game show in order to do the game show. So we had one brother sign up. So we need majority at least 4. We get 4 people to sign up, we'll book that show. If we got to record it before, then we can do that as well. Blessings to everyone. Shalom. Blessings to Ruhamah in the building. Always blessings to you. Oh, and I did say I was going to say shout out to Greg and Jalen. I did say that. Shout out to Greg. Shout out to Jalen. They the business. Blessings to y'all, brothers. Ernest Higgs in the building. Shalom. Blessings to you as well. All right. So I'm going to talk about something today is very, very interesting. I know y'all seen some of you guys seen the thumbnail with the Republican and the Democrat donkey, Republican elephant on there. We are in the season. Privacy in the building. Shalom. Blessings to you. We are in the season of, I guess, voting and different things like that. But before we get to this new Project 25, we're just going to talk about it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to read it from cover to cover. Not here, not on the show, not right now. Relax. But I'm going to personally read it to see what's going on. You know what I mean? Very interesting. So let me go ahead. Okay, what stuff is open? Okay, stuff is playing. Commercial like I'm gonna play. I don't care what you say. But before we go into all that, I want to share this one thing about the trying to put the 10 Commandments into the school system. Oh, wait a minute. I still got that up. Let me get that going. Let me get my stuff together, man. Let me get my stuff together. A quick shot. But we're going to be like this for right now because we outside. Blessings to all of y'all. So they got a new bill coming out. Oh, I'm going to read the article first. Let's go right into the article. Stop sharing. Present. Share the screen. Very interesting. I'm going to give my mandate. Not the mandate. Not the crusade. Oh, I must have closed it out. Anyway, let's watch this little short video right here. Fair use.
Louisiana has become the first state to require the 10 Commandments be posted in classrooms. The bill signed into law by Republican Governor Jeff Landry requires the signs be, quote, in large, easily readable font in all public elementary and high school classrooms. By 2025, in case that wasn't enough, the posters will also include a 3-paragraph statement that will say the 10 Commandments have been a prominent part of American education. Other states, including Tennessee and Texas, have considered implementing similar laws.
All right, let me play the other video.
So the state trying to make them do it is what makes it unconstitutional.
Right. Very clearly, the freedom of religion suggests that everyone has a right to choose their own religion, and the law cannot force it upon anyone, especially children in a classroom. It's honestly ridiculous. And the way it's being widely reported as, oh, it's just the first state to do it, there is a widespread effort here among Christian nationalists, people who want their Christianity to become a part of the law. They want essentially the religion to be forced upon children if they want this in the classroom. That's what this would do. And so I think where we get into a tricky situation, like you said, I think having the state mandate that schools do this is unconstitutional.
Okay, that was another one of my shorts. I'm going to show my third short.
The ACLU tweeted, quote, "We're suing Louisiana for requiring all public schools to display the 10 Commandments in every classroom. Public schools are not Sunday schools." Many were outraged by the news online. Human rights lawyer Qasim Rashad tweeted, quote, "Louisiana's governor just signed a law mandating 10 Commandments be displayed at all public schools, but rejected the opportunity to ensure all children at those public schools are fed lunch. Louisiana has the second highest rate of poverty among children in the United States. What a disgrace."
Wow. So that's very, very interesting. So what they're talking about, and I know it's somewhat semi-old news, Louisiana 10 Commandments classroom requirements for the in the classroom. They want to post the 10 Commandments in the classrooms, make it legal, make it a mandatory law to post it in every school, not just elementaries, middle schools, high schools, colleges down there. And they're about to get sued and stuff like that. Here's the thing with that. The irony with that is very, very interesting. I'm going to read this quote. Across the country, there have been conservative push to incorporate religion in the classroom for Florida legislators allowing school districts to have volunteer chaplains that counsel students to Oklahoma's top education officer official ordering public schools to incorporate the Bible in their lessons. Okay? And they talk about the bringing the 10 Commandments into the classroom. But here's the thing that I got to say about that. On the surface, we might look and say, yo, that's a great idea. But on the bottom, on the other hand, as much as we love the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High Yah, it should be a choice. The Most High Yah does not force us to do anything, right? That's the only thing wrong when it's man-made, when it's man-driven, right? Because he said, "I'm gonna write my laws on their heart," right? He said, "Draw a line to me, and then I draw a line to you," right? So it's not. That's not going to make it. That's not going to make. It's going to make them aware of the 10 Commandments if they've never seen them or not around them, but it's not going to make them come to the Most High Yah. And that's crazy. From the most lawless nation in the world, they want to bring the law and the 10 Commandments. They want to use their civil law to push his perfect law. The irony in that. They want to use their civil law to push his perfect law, his perfect will, right? That's very crazy. So I don't understand. I really don't understand that. I don't think that's going to work. It's going to bring more rage and bring more negative attention, in my opinion, and more hate towards the Most High Yah and his commandments, right? But the workers of iniquity, they don't know what they're doing. They really don't know what they're doing. Conservative is a code word for racist. I keep telling y'all they're building the kingdom of racism and white supremacy. A parallel that looks like, sound like, walk like, talk like. You think it's the kingdom of the Most High Yah, but it's the kingdom of racism and white supremacy because of the way they handle it and do things. So, although I don't want quote unquote drag queens coming in and reading to our toddlers and our first and second graders, blah 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 blah. Same time, that's not going to make them come to Yah by having those 10 Commandments in the school. It's not, because it's not going to change the heart. And it reminds me of when desegregation happened and stuff like that. And Lyndon Baines Johnson signed all these different laws after Martin Luther King and the whole Emmett Till thing. And it was like, yo, we want to be separate but equal. And the Negro can go to school with everyone else with the white population. Negro can go to school. They signed it into law, but they still got things going on in their heart. Still, that's not going to make people straighten up and fly right because you signed a piece of paper. People still going to hate what they hate, like what they like, love what they love, right? They're still going to hate. That's not going to make them hate any less just because you made it a law, right? And that's why I never understood, even a lot of times, petition. We need 355 signatures, and then we're going to blah, 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 blah. It's their system. And maybe it worked to a degree in their system to show influence, but it's short-lived, right? So we live peaceably among our men, and we let them have it, right? We let them do what they need to do, okay? So y'all let me know what y'all think about that. And I think Texas was trying to follow Oklahoma. That's just going to make some. And I think some of the people who don't even believe in the Most High Yah, they got to put that post up in their classroom. I think that's interesting. Very interesting how a lawless nation wants to put the law up in the command. But then they said they had problems with lunches. You seen that last one? Let's play that last one again. What it said. Listen.
The ACLU tweeted, quote, "We're suing Louisiana for requiring all public schools to display the 10 Commandments in every classroom. Public schools are not Sunday schools." Many were outraged by the news online. Human rights lawyer Qasim Rashad tweeted, quote, "Louisiana's governor just signed a law mandating 10 Commandments be displayed at all public schools, but rejected the opportunity to ensure all children at those public schools are fed lunch. Louisiana has the second highest rate of poverty among children in the United States. What a disgrace."
So you want to put Yah's commandments up in the classroom, but you can't even give them a lunch, right? It's an oxymoron. Even the same thing. A lot of people that is pro-choice, which I believe that the babies that's made in the image and likeness of Yah should be born. I don't believe in. I mean, not pro-choice, pro-life. They are made in the image and likeness of Yah, and they deserve a chance to live. But at the same time, it'd be the same people that's back to blue. It's such irony to say we want you to live as a baby. You know, all babies should live. Okay, they feel real good, and then once they get here, I mean, they have to be taken care of, right? They will have programs for their social emotional well-being. They're gonna need education. They're gonna need food. They're gonna need different things, right? And then they get sassy one time. You want to blow them into the next county with a shotgun, and so it's crazy, right? That people love the life of endangered species, beluga whales and spotted owls. We want to make sure that they stay alive, but somebody that's made in the image and likeness of God, we'll shoot him dead. We'll kill her dead, right? That don't make no sense. That's why this place is lawless, right? How Satan come to steal, kill, and destroy, right? Yahushua said, "I come that you may have life and that more abundantly," right? So you are of your father the devil if you steal, kill, and destroy. Make it plain. All right. So that's interesting. Stop sharing that. But another thing that was pretty much interesting was this Project 2025. A lot of people were talking about when I ain't gonna say when. I believe they're gonna give it to him again when they let Trump in the office or whatever. And that's even a crazy whole nother different story right there. Convicted felons and all this stuff, and he can run. He shouldn't even be able to run. But that goes to a bigger picture that we don't have time to talk about tonight. Why you still had these two people in front of us, for those who vote. I don't. I haven't voted in 30 years. But we got these two people in front of us saying, choose one. Choose the lesser of two evils. What does that mean? I seen a T-shirt that said, I voted for the convicted felon, not the kid sniffer or something. It was crazy, right? Immorality, right? Lawlessness, debauchery, right? But in order for them to bring this new Antichrist on the stage, they want everybody to be tired and fed up with the current administration, whether Democrat or Republican, whether blue, whether red, it doesn't matter, whether covert or overt. They want you to be tired of those administrations so they can bring in the Hasatan and those administrations. All right. So yeah, so I'm gonna share this one thing real quick. Project 2025. Let's go right and share the screen. Like I said, I'm going to read the whole thing. Let's see, but I'm not going to read it today. Let's see. So this is it, Project 2025, and they're basically saying if Trump becomes president, then there's some different things in place. 180 days, and they got conservatives got different things in place once he become president. I'm going to talk more about this guy right here, Kevin D. Roberts, A Promise to America. He's talking rhetoric about stopping wokeism, and they want to ban porn, which that don't sound like a bad thing, right? Christian nationalism is not the kingdom of Yah, but they want to do a Christian nationalism thing, ban all abortions, and then have full authoritarian powers, right? Like a draconian system, draconian, DRACONIAN. It's a harsh, severe laws, repressive, oppressive, heavy-handed. So you can't come up against Trump and his cabinet and his administration, right? Sort of a Hunger Games or a Squid Games type thing where, do what we say or we blow you away. And it's crazy how we come full circle back to that. But I'm going to read these in my spare time. Section talk about the reins of government, the White House, Executive Office of the President of the United States. Section 2, the Common Defense, Department of Defense, Homeland Security, Department of State, right? And so on and so forth. Part 3, General Welfare, Department of Agriculture. Now, I'm going to read that one. I might read that one first. Department of Agriculture. I did read one part of the Department of Agriculture. They want to build up rural areas. What does that mean, right? A lot of us live in urban and suburban areas, and we're trying to do urban gardening and farming, and they want to build up rural areas, which is fine. They've been building up rural areas since the inception of the Department of Agriculture. But what it does is if you can't grow your own food and your own fruits and vegetables, then you at the mercy of somebody else. And that's one thing I don't like. I like autonomy. I like to be able to make choices. I like to be able to grow our own food and do our own thing, so we're not at the mercy of someone else hiring us, firing us, giving us money, giving us, taking a scholarship away, or giving us a grant, giving us food, So I'm kind of like, we need autonomy when it comes to that. Department of Education, and I read some of that. It was talking about going against woke, quote unquote, wokeism. In my opinion, the whole wokeism is all put together in one, and they throw everything together so it could be mixed up. So we got so-called African American issues, we got the LGBT community issues, you got just different things. Basically, if you're woke, like if you're aware, if you're cognizant or conscious of the things that's been done or been done or said, and you speak out against them, right? Things that's been done or things that's been said, you speak out against it, and then next thing you know, you woke, you trying to be this, that, and other, critical race theory, blah, 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 blah. So many different layers to it. But just to speak out against it and be aware of what's going on. But to jam it all together, to say wokeism, Black Lives Matter, and to say the things that the Asians go through and the LGBT community is the same as what the so-called African American in this country go to. It's not true. It's not true. And they jam it all together. They bunch it all together, right? So Department of Education, the Environmental Protection Agency, Health and Human Services, right? I believe they're going to probably be, making them jabs mandatory, man. That was a test. In my opinion, I told my wife, I think the whole thing with the COVID thing, I don't think it was reactionary. I know people are going to call me a conspiracy theorist. I don't think that it was reactionary at all. I believe it was test, right? How would it be if you at home with a computer doing your work, right? So no wokeism won't come in, so no fear of critical race theory or a difference of opinion come in. You want to teach nationalism, right? You have to have either AI gonna teach it, or either some Khan Academy, or either somebody gonna record it once, and that's if you learn it, then you earn it. You earn your degree when you learn what we want to put inside your mind, right? So they're gonna be doing something like that. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Oh, I gotta read that one. Ben Carson. Oh wow, I gotta read that one. Department of Interior, Department of Justice, right? Department of Transportation. Then the fourth section, Economy, Department of Commerce, Department of Treasury. I don't know what they're gonna do as far as the Treasury, Federal Reserve. I don't know what they're gonna do as far as all that. We $34 trillion in debt. $34 trillion in debt. A lot of people, a lot of countries are moving their monetary system away from the dollar. The dollar is not going to be the oil standard, right? The oil is not, dollar's not back. Oil is not backed by the dollar, right? And so it's going to get real interesting. But what happens is when you're talking about repentance, it got to deal with you, not so much the other man, right? Because I can always blame him, her, the woke folk. I can blame, oh, it's the blue. Oh, it's the red. Oh, it's racist Donald Trump. Donald Trump said mean words. Oh, Joe Biden, he trying to xenophobia. He trying to let people come in and take over the country. Blah, blah, blah. No, it's you. It's me. You got to look at that man, that person in the mirror, right? That's where it starts from. Repentance. That's where it comes from. Not making excuses, right? So I don't know what they're going to do when it comes to that one. That's interesting. Trade, okay, independent regulatory agencies, right? Federal Election Commission, different things like that. It's kind of interesting. Like I said, I'm going to read that stuff in a minute, but I got a little video, pretty interesting though. I'm going to show that video. It's only 7 minutes, fair use, and it talks about it gives an overhaul of it. But then and then I'm gonna let you guys know about the rhetoric that what's his name? Go back up to the top. Forgot his name. Oh, Kevin Roberts from the Heritage Foundation said. Very interesting. If some of you guys never heard that, and most of you guys have. So let's play the video on what is the policy for the Project 2024. So I'm gonna hit share, present, share the screen, and it's gonna explain it. Right? Go check it out. Fair use.
My department uses Monday.com, so I'm good. Work.
To illustrate to 5 criticisms. Remember, if you disagree with Project 2025 or its criticisms, please don't dislike the video, but instead respectfully comment your thoughts below. Project 2025, led by the Heritage Foundation, is a comprehensive initiative designed to prepare for a potential conservative administration starting in January 2025. It is structured around 4 main pillars: policy development, personnel recruitment, training, and strategic planning for the early days of the new administration. Here's a more detailed breakdown of each component. First, let's look at the policy agenda. The Conservative Promise is a detailed policy guide that provides specific recommendations for governing major federal agencies. The guide encompasses conservative solutions to various issues, including economic policies, healthcare, education, and national security. It is intended to serve as a blueprint for the next conservative administration, ensuring that key conservative values and strategies are implemented effectively from the outset. The second pillar is the personnel database. Project 2025 includes a comprehensive personnel database aimed at identifying and vetting potential appointees for various positions within the federal government. This database seeks to ensure that a future conservative administration has a pool of qualified, ideologically aligned individuals ready to fill key roles. The recruitment efforts span across different sectors and backgrounds, targeting experienced professionals who can execute the administration's agenda efficiently. The third part is the training through the Presidential Administration Academy. To prepare the identified personnel for their roles, Project 2025 has established the Presidential Administration Academy. This academy offers a range of training programs, including workshops, seminars, online courses, and mentorship from former administration officials. The training is designed to equip future administrators with the necessary skills and knowledge to implement conservative policies effectively. Fourth is the 180-day playbook. The 180-day playbook is a strategic document outlining the immediate actions to be taken by the new administration within the first 180 days. This playbook is crafted to enable swift policy reversals and the implementation of conservative priorities, ensuring a smooth and impactful start. It includes specific actions for various departments and agencies, focusing on undoing the policies of the previous administration and setting the stage for long-term conservative governance. Now let's talk about the coalition and organizational structure. Project 2025 is supported by a coalition of over 100 conservative organizations, including think tanks, advocacy groups, and academic institutions. This broad coalition brings together diverse expertise and resources to support the project's goals. Notable participants include former officials from the Trump administration who contribute their experience and insights to the project. There are specific policy focus areas in Project 2025. Project 2025 proposes significant changes to federal policies on reproductive health. These include removing references to abortion from federal laws and regulations, reversing the approval of abortion pills, and defunding clinics that provide abortion or contraception services. The initiative also aims to reinstate the Comstock Act to ban mail.
Now that's one thing I'll be tripping off of. I'll be kind of confused with to be like, yo, we trying to ban abortion, reproductive, and the laws. And on the surface, when you look at it, it's kind of like, man, they so righteous. They doing the things of the Most High Yah. But like I said, they try to later on down the line when Tyrone get 12 and he talking back, then you want to shoot him dead in the street, right? You don't have no intervention, you have no programs for him, right? He talk crazy, you take his. So I don't understand that whole thing. And then if the goal is depopulation, why are you worrying about population? Because you want so many. Well, in my opinion, I'm just gonna let the video play. I believe that they want so many workers and stuff, right? Because if it's 6 billion people and they talking about we don't have enough resources for 6 billion people, and they have a depopulation agenda to try to get it down to 1 billion, 2 billion, that's 4 billion people that has to check out. And who's to say who's to check out? Who's to say you playing God? You're playing the Most High. Who's to say who dies and who stays, right? That's crazy. But anyway, I'm going to let it play.
Order abortions and reshape Medicaid to avoid funding reproductive health care services that include abortion. Another focus area is cultural and social issues. The project emphasizes the restoration of traditional family values and religious principles. This includes opposing policies.
Again, even with the whole thing about traditional family values, I'm with that. I feel you. You need a man and a woman to make a child, right? Be fruitful and multiply. But Christian religious values. So what if somebody, y'all went from the melting pot, y'all in too deep now, we talking about the quote unquote melting pot with all these different cultures and different beliefs. Now you're talking about going back, you're about to colonize folk to get into the racist white Christianity that has nothing to do with the kingdom of the Most High Yah, right? And then they could say, if you're going against this racist white Christianity, then you're going against God himself. So that's going to be very interesting how they do that. But again, on a global scale, they want to do interfaith. So I guess they have to tear it up and mess it up real bad in order to usher in interfaith. in order to usher in one world government, as far as a global reset, new world order, as far as one currency, as far as one world police, right? Because right now, I mean, I'm gonna just finish playing it. Let's finish watching it.
It's perceived as supporting cultural Marxism and promoting a pro-life agenda. It advocates for policies that support the nuclear family, religious liberty, and traditional gender roles. There's also the leadership of Project 2025, which is directed by Paul Dans, a former chief of staff at the Office of Personnel Management during the Trump administration, with Spencer Sherteen serving as associate director. Both bring extensive experience from their previous roles in government, contributing to the strategic planning and execution of the project. So what are the criticisms of Project 2025? Project 2025 has sparked significant criticism from various sources.
Check it out.
Critics argue that the project embodies a comprehensive plan to centralize executive power, erode democratic norms, and enforce a far-right agenda on American governance and society. Let's take a look at 5 specific criticisms in more detail. First is the centralization of executive power. One major criticism is that Project 2025 seeks to expand presidential control over the federal bureaucracy. The plan includes reviving the Schedule F classification, which would allow the president to replace thousands of civil service employees with political appointees loyal to the administration. Critics argue this would undermine the
So the nonpartisan natural civil service, because the people that's serving right now in an administrative board, they might have different beliefs, they might have different customs, they might do things a different way, but that trying to give a Schedule F classification where he can just come in and just, I don't like what you said, you fired, you know, like his television show, or you know what I mean? So it's just kind of like people on pins and needles, right? They can hire and fire who they want. And so let's just check it out.
Partisan nature of the civil service and politicize federal agencies, making them tools of the executive branch rather than independent entities. Second is the attack on democratic institutions. Critics highlight that Project 2025's blueprint includes proposals to dismantle or weaken key democratic institutions. This includes plans to defund the Department of Justice and dismantle the FBI and other agencies that could act as checks on presidential power.
See, so there's no accountability. We can ban the FBI, the CIA, or whatever, because both sides are laying in the bed with the devil. They both laying in the bed, but one side don't want to be found out or want to be checked on it or brought to the carpet on it, right? So it's always like, yo, you don't have that power to come audit or check on me, but it's gonna mess up the checks and balances. So you're free to do whatever, right? And all these books, they come on Hitler this, Hitler that, Stalin and all these different quote unquote communist leaders. I mean, you could turn right and be right to the nationalism. You bring in Nazism and neo-Nazism and all of that stuff right back. See, it never left, right? Even with the whole Confederate flag, they just be like, man, the Confederacy is over. That's what they told us in the books. Confederacy is over. The Confederate flag don't mean nothing because the South lost. But you come out here, right up here in the North, you see flags everywhere on hats, jackets, trucks, screeching past all fast and loud. Yeah, trying to startle you and stuff. I don't know if you ever had that. Somebody ride past you all fast. I don't know what that means, but you know what I mean. So it's just real wild, man. The kingdom of racism, white supremacy is for real, and it's cloaking itself as the kingdom of God, the kingdom of righteousness, right? And I'm not saying choose one side over the other. I'm just saying this is what they want to do, and if they don't hurry up and get somebody to replace Joe Biden, then they're gonna have to roll with him. I really think they're gonna probably give it to Trump again, though. So it doesn't matter who they give it to because they both left ring, right ring, same bird, right? And so it's gonna be another civil war. They're gonna start another civil war. But let's finish watching the video.
Such moves are seen as efforts to undermine the rule of law and enable the executive branch to operate with little oversight or accountability. Third, the project also faces criticism for its potential use of government power to target political opponents and critics. There are fears that it would enable the executive to pursue legal action against political adversaries and critical media outlets, drawing parallels to authoritarian regimes.
See, authoritarian regimes. Okay, so cancel culture on steroids. Like you can not only get canceled, you can be removed from the planet. You can go to jail. You can get hit with fines. You know, you can get hit up real bad, right? Even if it's the truth, right? It's my way or the highway. It's how I address it. It's how I got it going, right? So if you try to go against it, then I mean, because so that you want to be able to speak up. That's not freedom of speech, in a sense, right? That's not freedom of speech. If you like, look, you opposing view, we gonna pull that ad, and then we're gonna dismantle your whole organization, and we're gonna toss you in jail or worse. I think that's what happened with Alex. I ain't gonna say his full name. They hit him up real bad. So everybody who think like Alex and Jesse Ventura and all of them people, they don't come back out again. Here we go.
Where dissent is suppressed through state mechanisms. The fourth criticism is the social and cultural agenda. Project 2025's policy agenda includes strong positions on social issues, promoting conservative values that critics argue could roll back rights and protections for various groups. The document outlines plans to restrict LGBTQ+ rights, enforce strict anti-abortion measures, and integrate Christian nationalist principles into government policy. This agenda has raised concerns about the erosion of civil liberties and the imposition of a particular religious and ideological framework on the entire nation.
So if they trying to do laws now and they think speaking up critical race theory, or if you got a book contrary to what's being taught as far as with history, then they can eradicate that. Oh, that's woke. That's Black Lives Matter. That's they put it all together in one big old bag. You know what I mean? And so those are some of the cons to it.
Lastly is the environmental and climate policy rollbacks. The project's stance on environmental regulations is contentious. It proposes significant rollbacks of climate policies, which critics argue would have detrimental effects on efforts to combat climate change and protect the environment. This aspect of the plan is seen as catering to business interests at the expense of long-term ecological sustainability.
So those are in capitalism. They will benefit like they have always done in big business and capitalism, right? And it's basically not heavy taxes on the rich, right? So they can stay in power. Very funny too. I think about, I'm going to show this other video and we're going to get off of here. Very funny how even with I was talking to my wife about the war on drugs, 40 years again locked up, whether it be weed, whether it be cane, crack, 40 years of being locked up. Then all of a sudden, it's starting to be popping up legal in certain states, right? So even if you get out of jail, you're a felon now. You cannot open up a dispensary, right? You can't open it up because you're legal. That's a loophole in there, right? And also on top of that, they put high barriers to entry because a lot of people moving to Florida and trying to open up their own thing and moving to California and all that. It's barrier to entries to get your licenses and stuff. It's a lot of bureaucracy, right? So it's very interesting. Very interesting how these folks do stuff. But I'm gonna show this other video, and then I'm gonna read the scriptures. We're gonna get out of here. Let's see. Share the screen. Hopefully that understood Project 2025 more in detail. Again, I'm not sharing this for scare tactic. Y'all better get down there and vote for Biden and Kamala because this is not gonna happen. That's not what I'm doing, right? I told you I ain't voted in 25, 30 years because it doesn't matter. In my opinion, no disrespect for those who vote, it's the same thing, right? One is covert, one is overt. Matter of fact, Democrat is more dangerous because they make it seem like they are friends, right? And you're just supposed to just forget all of the stuff that was did and said because they got a black vice president, a black woman vice president, right? Or because they put a black president in office. No. Or Bill Clinton goes on Arsenio Hall and plays the saxophone. You know, what does that mean, right? We still getting shot down in the streets under everybody's Bill's term, both of the Bush's term, Reagan term really got beat down to Reagan. They made Reagan look like a hero, but he the one who finished the war on drugs that Nixon introduced back in the day. But I digress. So let's watch to this other video, A Bloodless Revolution, right? So the guy Kevin Roberts from the Heritage Foundation, he was basically like, yeah, we're gonna roll this out. You know, if the far left, well, let's just watch the video. Very interesting. Share it.
Aminos AI. So if you go direct,
really, they're just pushing stuff out there to try to convince people tax cuts for the rich are always good. Deregulating the marketplace is always good. Who cares if the air and the water is now dirty and we're polluting like crazy? Whatever big business wants, big business can and should get. And that is academically and logically the right path for the country. That's why these right-wing think tanks exist. Now, they also crafted Project 2025. Project 2025, we've covered in detail. It marries extreme social conservatism with extreme right-wing libertarian economics. So on social conservatism, they want to ban porn. They want to usher in Christian nationalism. They want to ban abortion nationwide. We've gone through all of this. On economic stuff, like I said, is deregulation for big business, tax cuts for the rich and for the robber barons and the billionaires. And the other thing is they want to totally destroy the administrative state, so no regulation from the government. And they want to go full authoritarian with the unitary executive theory. They want Trump to have, no holds barred. Trump can do whatever the hell he wants to do. Okay, so here's this guy, Heritage Foundation president, Kevin Roberts. And he comes out and says this very disturbing, cryptic thing about where we're going to go from here after the Supreme Court decision.
Read Hamilton's number 70, because there, along with some other essays, he talks about the importance of a vigorous executive. Former congressman, the importance of Congress doing its job, but we also know the importance of the executive being able to do his job. And can you imagine, Dave Bratt, any president, put politics off to the side, any president having to second guess, triple guess every decision they're making in their official capacity? You couldn't have the republic that you just described. But number 3, let me speak about the radical left. You and I have both been parts of faculties and faculty senates and understand that the left has taken over our institutions. The reason that they are apoplectic right now, the reason that so many anchors on MSNBC, for example, are losing their minds daily is because our side is winning. And so I come full circle in this response and just want to encourage you with some substance that we are in the process of the Second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be.
We're in the process of the Second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be. What if the left dissents? What if the left disagrees? What if the left protests? What if the left stands up against your authoritarian takeover? What then? Are you saying it will no longer be bloodless? Are you saying you guys break out the weapons? You guys start cracking skulls? You guys start locking up political opponents? Is that what you're saying? Because that seems to be kind of implied in what you just said, sir. One more time.
So many anchors on MSNBC, for example, are losing their minds daily is because our side is winning. And so I come full circle in this response and just want to encourage you with some substance that we are in the process of the Second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be.
That sounds like a threat. That sounds like a not so subtle threat. By the way, this stuff has more teeth now that the Supreme Court says Trump is immune. Presidents are immune from anything that they could somehow declare is a quote unquote official act. They're immune. Even if it's a stretch to say it's an official act, even if it's on the outer perimeter of an official act, it's an official act. Can't do anything. What do you think Trump's going to do knowing he has that power, knowing he has that leeway, knowing he has that ability? What do you think he's going to do? And now we got people talking about a second American Revolution, and it'll be bloodless if the left allows it to be. In other words, if the left speaks up, if the left tries to get things passed for their agenda, no. Then we're coming at you full bore. By the way, think of the irony here. This guy was talking there highly about the unitary executive theory. Hey, you got to let the president do what the president's got to do, right? The executive's got to do his job, just like Congress has to do its job. And he makes it seem like, well, obviously we should be in favor of an emperor, overlord, god king. That's what he's saying. But you know damn well the second there's a Democratic president who actually uses power, somebody like FDR, what would he say? The exact opposite. He would start whining and shrieking and moaning and claiming, you're not allowed to do that stuff that you're doing because you're a strong executive, but you're for a social democratic agenda. I'm against
that dude. All right, that's funny, man. But that's very interesting, though. Very, 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 very interesting. Very interesting. Right, and I don't share this stuff to say you need to run a vote, you need to run to the blue, you need to run to the red, because like I said, they're the same bird, man. That's why they transition from one to the other so easy, even though they be like, well, the House, the red got majority of the House, but then the blue got majority of the Senate type stuff. No, man, they all lobbying, and a lot of them are doing a lot of different things. I'm not gonna say all of them, but a lot of them. Right. And so I don't play games with them. I don't play their games. Right. Overlook our issues. But it says in Deuteronomy 28, what? No man shall buy you. Like, no one is going to come to your rescue because you got this insatiable appetite. Judah, you got this insatiable appetite to worship somebody or something. So no man's going to buy you, because if they come to your aid, then you're going to worship it. And you're the apple of my eye, right? I'm going to restore different things. Hey, can y'all hear me? Am I being muted right now? Oh, how long was I muted? I must have been muted for a while. Okay, my Uncle Mark in the building. What's going on, Uncle Mark? You said I've never voted. I'm 64. I'm not saying you shouldn't vote. One if y'all can hear me. I was talking for a long time. But anyway, the thing that what I was getting at, I don't know what you guys last heard, was I don't go for the left wing, the right wing. It's the same bird, man. You know, they transition power with ease, right? The blue got the House, the red got the Senate, and all of this different stuff. I told you it's a war between, and I did this video 3 years ago. Well, I ain't gonna even talk about that right now but it's a war between two people that's from the same people, the Anglo and the Khazar. The Anglo wants control, the Khazar wants control, right? They had a stalemate. One cannot destroy the other one, right? But they want they want control. That's why those 10-toe kingdoms is part iron and part clay. The iron is the revival of the Roman Empire, and then the clay is other nations. They can't come together, right? They're not coming together in solidarity. But anyway, you can hear me? You was not muted. Okay, then, so I don't have to go all the way back to what I was on. To make a short story shorter, we have to trust in the Most High Yah. We're waiting for the second Exodus. I know people don't like the second Exodus. Others are waiting for the rapture to happen. Okay, we have to trust in the Most High Yah. We're not running scared, right? We've been beat down for 400 plus years, right? And we have to focus on the things of the Most High Yah. I'm going to read this scripture. It's very interesting. I just thought about the scripture when I was doing this, but it says to the point of putting the 10 Commandments in the school, it does not change the heart, right? Just like desegregation, just because he signed a bill into law, just because Ruby Bridges got a chance to go to school, that didn't change the way they feel. Look how she had to have armed escort to school. If they had let her just go to school by herself, she probably wouldn't have made it home one day. She had to have armed escort in school, right? But this is in Samuel when the Most High was choosing David as the new king. He was ejected at first. He was the eighth brother. He said, the Most High said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance, nor on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Most High seeth not as man seeth. Man look on the outward appearance, but the Most High looks on the heart. So we look on the outward appearance all of the time. The Most High Yah looks on the heart. That's what he looks on. He looks on the heart. All right? And I'm going to share this other scripture. This is interesting. Share this tab and say, John 16:2, right? These things I have spoken to you, that ye shall not be offended. They shall put you out of synagogues. Yea, the time coming that whosoever kill you will think that they're doing Yah a service. So it's going to be a lot of killing, right? And thinking they're doing Yah a service, thinking they're on the side of truth and justice and doing the things of the Most High Yah. They think they're going to be doing Yah a service. So there's a way that seems right to a man, but the end thereof is death, right? They think they're going to be doing Yah a service, right? Man looks on the outward appearance, Yah looks on the heart. So we can, because a lot of people converted, right? People convert to Islam, convert to Christianity, convert to Catholicism, convert to Judaism, whatever, right? Because they wanted to save, they didn't want to die, or they wanted to save their land, right? After 70 AD, there was a lot of people that were still Semitic, and they had converted over to Islam and a lot of other different things, only so they can keep their land and so they can survive. But they didn't convert over in their heart. So to put 10 Commandments up in the classroom don't mean that they're going to convert over to the things of the Most High Yah, right? That takes a supernatural transformation, right? For that to happen, for the Most High Yah to help you out. Yeah, Paul, and I was just talking about this, Paul too. That's interesting you said that. I was talking about Paul yesterday. Paul was doing the thing, like even with the Crusades. I had an article about the Crusades and the Crusaders and stuff. They're going all this in hoc something in this sign we will conquer, and they're going over murdering and killing and doing all kind of stuff and fighting in the name of the Most High Yah, right? They think they was doing a righteous indignation, a righteous war, like in the scriptures, right? They weren't sent. They weren't sent. So even with the Crusades, they did that for their own merit, for their kingdom of racism, white supremacy, so they can establish the Catholic Church in their Byzantine Empire, right? It had nothing to do with the kingdom of Yah, right? So we praying that we get discernment that we may be able to see, even if this war right now between occupied Israel and the Muslim world, right? They occupied Israel. They're not from there. Majority of them are not from there, right? They are from Khazaria, modern day Ukraine. There's the reason why we have the Ukraine conflict, because if it gets too hot in occupied Israel, they want to be able to go home. If not, they're trying to set up a base too in Africa. But you got to know history and understand what's going on. It's an agenda. And so to have this draft, we need to go over here and fight against terrorism and communism and socialism and wokeism and all these other isms. That's crazy. We went through all these isms. I was watching some old Black Panther movie. They would call them socialists and communists. And then we went through terrorists. Now we're saying wokeism. You know what I mean? And it's just crazy how they got to have some kind of word, fascism, socialism, different ideologies and different things like that. But man looks on the outward appearance, but Yah looks on the heart. And we gotta be focused on the things of the Most High Yah, because they try to do a draft and enlist our sons and daughters. For those who are in the military, who was in the military, I'm not hating. Right? I'm just saying, to have our sons and daughters enlisted to fight your satanic Luciferian war is terrible. We shouldn't have to put on our boots and hats and rifles and go over there and shoot somebody we don't even know. So for your spoils of war. We don't even get none of the spoils of war. But back to the point with Paul that we're going to get out of here and pray. Paul was like that. It was zeal, but not according to the knowledge of the Most High Yah, right? He was trained in the school. He killed Stephen. He killed the followers of the way. And he thought he was doing Yah's service. But then Yah said, yo, you know what? Acts 9, he knocked him off his beast on the road to Damascus as he was going to do some more persecution. He said, why persecuted me, Saul? And then he blinded him. Yahusha blinded him. And then he met Barnabas, and then he went through this whole transfiguration about what was really going on. So he went from doing his own will, his permissive will, his not perfect will. He wasn't in the perfect will. What's before perfect will? I just can slip my mind. He was in the permissive will. Yes, he was permitted. Paul, when he was Saul, he was in his permissive will, but he wasn't in the perfect will till he turned into Paul and would write those 13 letters and doing the different things like that. Now he was in the perfect will of the Yah. So a lot of folk down here in the is permitted, right? Then the permissive will, but it's not the perfect will of the Most High Yah, right? They're gonna kill people and think they're doing Yah's service. And then what's gonna happen? Because they lawless. That's very interesting how they lawless, but then they want to enforce their civil law. Their civil law is over the king, the kingdom of Yah's laws. They say his law, statutes, and commandments is done away with. All of them, right? Some of them have been fulfilled. Some of them are perpetual, and some of them are yet to be fulfilled. But he say all of Yah's laws, statutes, and commandments are done away with, right? But he got civil law he want to hang over your head. Want to do these draconian laws, right? You want to be an oppressor and a ruler, right? All in the name of righteousness. That's self-righteous. He said your righteousness is filthy rags. That's your self-righteous. That's righteousness as filthy rags. Anyway, I digress. But once Paul got knew what was going on, he had to change his heart, right? All of sin, all of us, feel me? But when we give it to the Most High Yah and say, yo, I done messed up. You know, forgive me. Create me a clean heart, renew a right spirit within me. You know, and David, when he sent Uriah out to the front of the battle, and Uriah died because he wanted Bathsheba, you know, and he wanted to keep the kid. He had a son, a baby with Bathsheba, and Mosiah, like, no, you can't keep that kid. No, sir. That spirit returns to me. But then he was at the Most High heart, because we read Psalm 51. He was after the Most High's heart, right? But anyway, I'm making it into something else. I have to get off of here. Ooh, 7:06. Ooh, I got another meeting in 25 minutes. Okay, so we just thank the Most High for y'all joining us. Again, email me. Is my email on the bottom? Well, that's my Cash App. If anybody want to bless the ministry, it goes all back into this. But email me, because we need at least 4 contestants in order to do the game show. Right? We need to do this game show. We didn't finish this, y'all. We didn't finish this game show trivia night. Right? It's only going to be a 30-minute, 45-minute night with prizes. So email me that Bazell. Where's my email at? Bazell. No, it's not. I'm giving you the wrong email. elephantman050@gmail.com. elephantman050@gmail.com. There you go, right there. And say, yo, DB, I want to be a part of that. And again, they're not difficult questions, right? But they're some good interactive engagement questions. So we just thank the Most High for everything that he's doing. Be on the lookout also for the part 2 of the the high priest, right? The high priest. I'm gonna do the part 2 to that probably sometime this week. Man looks on the outward appearance. Yah looks on the heart. Shalom, family. Have a blessed evening, Ruama. Blessings to you. Have a blessed evening. So, Elephant Man Podcast Network, Grown Man Conversations dealing with elephants in the room. I am out.
Perfect.